Peace and blessings. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday's a day that is ruled by Mars, and Mars is currently in Gemini, headed into retrograde. Mars retrograde begins. Hello, everybody. I'm back from my hiatus. I have been doing a lot of deep internal work just to take care of myself. Greetings, everyone. I'm so grateful. So much is changing, y'all. Lord have mercy. It's a whole new reality being birthed right now. And the astrology is just off the chain, you guys. So I wanted to take an opportunity. Thank you. My hair is growing. Remember, it was I had no hair. Now I got it. I got hair back. I have missed being here. So we are in a new moon cycle. So the first thing I want to do is invite you guys to join the new moon cycle in Scorpio. You guys, we're about to go through the eclipse season, and this energy is about to be off the fucking chain, you all. It's really profound. The reality is about to shift in ways that we don't understand, because we've never seen this before. We've never lived through anything like this before. No humans have. And so one of the most significant things is our ability to align ourselves with the cosmos. And I'm always in a constant state of studying and learning, because if in this Western Babylonian world where everything is upside down and inside out, I find my relationship to the ancestral practices very supportive to my well-being. And right now we have the sun in Libra, and you guys have seen what has happened to the relationship sector, right? And the reason we've had so much turmoil in the relationship sectors is because Pluto is in Capricorn, and Pluto squares Libra right now. And so that means that all of the ways that we have given people authority in our lives who don't deserve to have authority in our lives. Like, no one deserves to have authority over you. No one's opinion is more important than your opinion about you. And what happens is sometimes I know me, right? Like, I have just given people power because they make me feel a certain way, or because I have a attachment to some parental pattern of self-neglect or not feeling worthy of being true to who I really am, using others as a crutch, right? It's a thing that we do without us even realizing that we're doing it, because we're taught that we have to rely upon this external world. We're taught that others and what people think of you is more important than what you think of yourself. And so because of that, we tend to neglect ourselves. We tend to neglect how we feel. We tend to neglect our gifts. We tend to neglect, you said, I love the will soon turn to hay. Yes, exactly. We tend to neglect who we really are, because we are looking for external approval or fitting in, and that drains your life force. It's a betrayal of the self, is when we look to others to determine how we should feel about ourselves, or if we fit in, or if we are enough. We are betraying ourselves. And so this sun in Libra has been here to help you fucking stop betraying yourself, to come home, to love yourself exactly as you are, everything about you, standing in the power of your own essence, your own self, your own love, your own creativity, your own beauty, your own joy, your own enoughness, your own fucking enoughness. It's a really interesting thing. I have had a lot of, in the last couple years, all of my major relationships have shifted. Many of them have ended. And they ended because I was in those relationships not from a perspective of worth and value and who I really am. I was in those relationships feeling less than. And, I didn't necessarily know that that's what I was doing. I didn't know that I was energetically relying on others. It's like, plugging something into the wall, like plugging your energy into another person and relying on them. Married couples do it all the time. And they do it all the time thinking that that's what's supposed to happen. But it's like I said, it's a betrayal of self. So we are in the final week of the Libra energy, and now we're moving into the Scorpio energy. We're moving into Scorpio. We're moving into eclipse season. So with eclipse season, I wanted to invite you guys to join this moon class that we're doing, the moon cycle. It is walking through the valley of shadow of death to claim life, because Scorpio is now where we get to actually claim our power back, right? So in Libra, we had to let go of all those relationships that didn't serve, those connections. And those are not just romantic connections. Those are relationships with money and relationships with your body and relationships with food. Everything in the earth realm is about how you're relating from your understanding of who you are, right? So do you eat food from a perspective that this food is medicine and this food is healing my body and this food is supporting me and sustaining my health and well-being? Or do you eat food from a perspective of like, I'm emotionally drained and I'm just eating because I need to feel something? Like, we have to really understand how we're using our energy. Are you in relationships with people because you're bored and you just don't want to do the work to be present with yourself and cultivate your own gifts and talents? So you hang out with others just to distract yourself? Like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. And so it's in Libra season that those experiences have been dissolved, and now we get to really step into our power with Scorpio. And Scorpio is about alchemy. It's about psychological transformation. It's about our sexuality and literally, using our sexuality in a way that actually heals and as medicine, and not as a way to control or have power over others, not as a way to diminish ourselves. And so this Scorpio new moon, Taurus full moon, in this next cycle is going to be really revelatory, because we get to truly develop who we are. And you must develop who you are. No one else can do it but you. So this Scorpio energy with the eclipses, I encourage you guys, if you guys, oh man. So that is that. So that's the Scorpio energy. You guys can join that in my link tree. And then for those of you who, because I could use some psychological transformation at this time, go join the Scorpio new moon. You can join in my link tree at Follow the Sun, right? Go join Follow the Sun, and then you can join in my private groups. You can join the Scorpio new moon energy. We started yesterday. The last day to join is on the 20th. So I also wanted to let you all know that because I'm not here doing live videos anymore, and I don't want to create a subscription on Instagram, I don't want to share my resource with Instagram or Facebook people. That's just not what I want to do. So I have a group in my community now. It's going to be $8 a month. And we'll do the live videos there every day. I'll do one live video here a week for a little while, probably. And then we'll do all the live videos. So I have a group that is for all the live videos each month. It's called the New Moon Group. The New Moon Group is for people who are in preparation for their transformation and healing. Maybe you're not fully ready to go all the way yet, but the New Moon Group is going to help you work with your intention to get yourself ready, to help you understand what you need to do around healing your family karma, your family trauma, your body. How do you align yourself? My work is completely dedicated to ascension, right? The one thing that I know about this planet, the Earth realm is a prison, just so you guys know. This is prison. And all of us are here to evolve. We're all here to grow and evolve out of the egoic prison structure that has us trapped in the lower 3 chakra systems, which are all on, they're basic, right? So the root chakra is about your security. The sacral chakra is about your ability to create, and the solar plexus chakra is about your will. So most of us are stuck in those lower chakras. We can't even lift up. That's why some women, they say, oh, every time I meet a man, he wants to have sex with me, because your energy is stuck in your sacral chakra. And so your heart isn't open. So when you meet a partner, there's only sexual energy, and it's not driving up the spine, so that up to the heart, up to the throat, up to the pineal gland, so that you can create a full system of creation within you. And so that is what my work is about. My work is about really supporting us in driving the energy out of our lower realms into the higher realm. So the new moon group is for people who are preparing, who are getting themselves ready. And then I have a last quarter moon group, which is about people who are ready to take the next step. People who are like, okay, I'm going to, I'm going to work with my intentions, but you're not fully there. You're just ready to take the next step, right? So the last quarter phase group is for people who are, what do I want to say? Who are stepping beyond their comfort zones, who are ready to really dig in and discover, the first steps of healing. The first steps of healing is for the last quarter phase. So that group is $22 a month. And with that group will come all of the astrological rituals that I do. So in my community, we do rituals. So when the Uranus retrograde came, we did a ritual for Uranus retrograde. When Venus went into Libra, we did a Venus in retrograde Libra for our relationships. So literally, I'm going to be leading in ritual-based practices around the astrological aspects and transits that are happening, because astrology is the way to actually lead yourself to healing. And of course there are other ways, but astrology is the easiest way because it's a map. It's a map of your consciousness. It's a map of who you are. It's a map of your relationship to the cosmos. So the last quarter phase group is for people who are really ready to say, okay, I'm going to get my feet in the water, and I'm going to be doing the rituals and practicing and all that sort of stuff. Every new moon, doing the rituals and getting myself ready. And then I have a full moon community, and the full moon community is going to be geared towards people who are fully devoted to transforming their lives by following the sun. That's the name of my community, is Following the Sun. But what we're going to be doing is every month, wherever the sun goes, we're going to be doing the rituals for that energy, right? So this month, the sun is in Scorpio. It's going to be in Scorpio. And so we're going to be doing all of the work around our sexuality and alchemy, the herbs, the practices, the crystals. I love it. I love it. I love what I've created, because I am such a fucking genius. Like, what I have created, what we have created, me and Spirit, because I didn't do this. Really, Spirit has done it through me, is ingenious. It is ingenious. And it is a tool. If people are devoted, if you're ready to invest in yourself, if you're committed, this work will transform your life. But you have to be consistent. You have to be willing to do the work. And here's the thing, one thing that I can do, that I know about myself, I can show up every day. That's why I have 800 videos here. I am consistent in my work. I am absolutely devoted, and if there's not consistency, there won't be progress. And so not only have I created something that allows consistency to connect to the cosmos, but I have created something that is driven towards feminine power and magic. So as you do the work, your magic will begin to blossom. As you do the work, your powers and your energy and your intuition and your sexuality will begin to expand, because you will begin to get those things out of the way that are blocking. I'm here for it. Are you here for healing? Are you here for transformation? Are you here for becoming your God self on this planet Earth at this time while we are evolving? Because the old is done. The old reality is over, and they're still saying the same shit. There's people talking about voting and Kanye and all that other shit. That's all bullshit. None of it really matters. None of it matters. The only thing that matters is your devotion and your commitment and your consistency to yourself. That is it. That is it. And we, spirit, right? Me and my ancestors, me and spirit, me and the trees, because I go to the forest and I ask the trees, and I go to the ocean and I take flowers and crystals and I ask for support, and I go to the redwoods and I go to the trees and I'm asking, help me do this work. Help me, show me what to do. Tell me what we need. Let me help. Let me be of service. And so what I have created, what we have created, the universe, the ancestors, is something that will truly assist people in healing if that's what they want to do. Now, if you're still on some bullshit, you can let go, because I'm not fucking around no more. That's it. If you still, and it's okay. If you're still on some bullshit, it's okay. It's fine. Because we all gonna get here. Nobody leaves this system without doing the work. And the thing that's a trip about it is that we come back over and over and over again until we do the work to lighten our essence enough to ascend out of this reality. There's no other way out. I hear people talking about committing suicide. Committing suicide. When you commit suicide, you get stuck in a dimension, and you could be there for whoever knows how long, without a body. But it's important for us to be in spaces and with people who understand how the system works, because there's so many lies and so much nonsense and so much bullshit that's meaningless out here. That's just to trap you. That's just to keep you stuck. To keep feeding off of your energy, to keep draining your core essence. And so the work that me and my ancestors and the spirit have created is designed in the power of love, which is expansive, which is not contracted, and which will absolutely support you in your evolution. So I'm really excited about everything that I'm doing. I'm excited about everyone who's there. There are already, over 300 people there participating and growing and learning. And it's just a powerful time to be alive. So the Scorpio New Moon class, the last day to register is the 21st. The private groups, you can come into the community and see what serves you, what suits you. Think about your own life. Book a reading with me, and I can support you to understand where you are, how far along you are, and where you want to start, but I have something for everyone. And if you're ready to invest in yourself, that's the thing. I could no longer do what I'm doing here for people who are not ready to invest in themselves, because that is an energetic drain on my system. So I had to really just take some time to get myself back together and really get clear about how we were going to move forward. So thank you all. Happy today. So let's talk about the astrology today. So today is a Mars day, and Mars is currently in Gemini, you guys. Mars goes retrograde on October 30th, and I have a Mars retrograde class that is also starting on it's going to start on November 2nd. Mars retrograde in Gemini is our opportunity to cast a new reality, to cast a net, right? Because Gemini is about your perception. It's about your perceived reality, and your perception is the story you're telling yourself. So whatever you see, whatever you say, think about it, is your perception. And then your perception works like a net, right? Like a net. So if you see something and you go, I hate that net of I hate that goes out and brings that thing back to you, because that is your perception. The story you tell about something. If you see something and you go, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, that's a net and it goes out, right? So your perception is anchored in your childhood. That started when you were in your family. You know, you were taught what to think. You were taught how to feel. You were taught that this was good and that was bad. All that's perception. When Mars is retrograde in Gemini, we have an opportunity to re-illustrate our perception, to re-illustrate the stories we're telling. We have an opportunity to reprogram, because you are a program, a system, an energetic based system with codes. You are codes, right? And so you want to recode your perception. Why? Because perception is the key to this reality. Perception always wins. Perception always wins. So what you perceive is what you're going to experience. So while Mars is retrograde in Gemini, you want to create a new perceived reality so that you can have a new experience on this earth realm. And that class is going to be starting on, like I said, on November 1st or something like that. But here's the thing about this energy is that who knows when we'll have it again. That's what I'm saying. We are in an energetic, we don't know when this will ever come again. I mean, of course it's going to come again, but Mars will retrograde in 2 years, but it won't be in Gemini. So we won't be able to recast our perception. And to recast your perception is the key to everything. Your perception is everything. It's everything. You know, I remember when I was young, I really believed that being a black person meant that I was here to suffer. I perceived that. I perceived that it meant that I was here to suffer, that I was never going to have the life that I wanted, and that I was always going to be unhappy. That was a perception. And so that was my net. And I would grab it and I would experience it. And then now I've changed that, right? I realized that being black is actually the greatest gift in this reality. That it's actually the power of all things, that it actually has access to melanin and energies, and I can tap it. But I had to perceive a new story. I had to tell myself a new story so that I could perceive a new reality. And then I had to do the rituals and the practices in order to anchor and see that new reality. And then I had to do rituals and practice so I can begin to live into it and embody it. And now I'm living in a whole new experience. My blackness is a gift. It's a reward. It's a connection to God. It's healing. It's magic. But I had to do the work to realize that, right? So whatever your stories are, I don't have enough. You have to do the work to cast a new perception. You must do the work to cast a new perception. So I look forward to seeing all you guys really soon. It's so good to be here. I'll be here for the next few days because I really want to share what I'm doing and really have people understand the value of coming to be a part of Follow the Sun for those who are committed. If you're not committed, it's not for you. But if you are committed and if you are devoted to your transformation and healing, especially for those of you who are mothers who want to transform your life so that your children, so that you're not passing karma down to your children, that they then have to work out, because when you pass the karma down to your children, it doubles, right? So mothers, women who are really ready to step into their divinity, my work is really for people who want to embody the feminine energy. Women especially. It doesn't have to be just women, but for women who want to, because the feminine is coming back online in this reality. And what is the feminine? Our inner world. That's the key to your perception, your inner world, what you're telling yourself, what you believe. And that's feminine energy, you guys. That's internal power. So for women who want to really learn to tap into their magic and their gifts and their ability to cast realities, and it's so interesting. Like the other day, I wanted a girlfriend of mine to do something for me, and I didn't think that she would want to do it. I thought that she would like kiki at it and laugh. And so I just envisioned her doing it with me. I just envisioned it in my mind, in my imagination. And when I saw her, she started doing it. We didn't even talk about it because my energy has gotten so strong that I could just cast it out. She got it. And then when I saw her, she was doing the very thing that I wanted her to do without even asking, because that's what happens when we clear away the things, the stories, the history, the karma that is blocking us, from but you got to do the rituals. And the thing that I have access to, because I'm an astrologer, is I know what the energies are, because the cosmos is doing it. So then I know where the energy is, so that we can cast it the same way, because I read the charts, right? So that's the thing that makes the difference. Everybody, let me just say this. I love people get to do whatever they want to do, right? But if you are, let me tell you, I've done enough work to know, if you're seeing a therapist that isn't an astrologer, if you're working with healers that don't know astrology or use astrology, it's like shooting a target, but it's kind of off, right? It's like you won't make the bullseye, because you need to know when the time is right. The timing is everything. And if you don't have the timing, it won't change. I used to have this client a long time ago, before I was an astrologer, and I worked with her for years, and I could not get, there was just a block. There was a block, and I was like, what is it? I couldn't figure it out. I wasn't an astrologer yet. And then I started reading astrology, and she and I stopped working together, and I started reading astrology, and I was like, oh, this is it. I couldn't see what was going on inside of her, really. Like, she didn't know. She just telling the same story over and over and over again. So, telling us, but the astrology helped me see it so clearly. And I was like, oh, and now my clients' lives are thriving, because I see their astrology. I read their astrology, and I go, okay, I see you have this going on right now, but no, this is over here. So you need to do this ritual before you do this. And so I'm a therapist with astrology, and it is a fucking game changer, because we can't move through this life by our eyes, by what we see. Your eyes deceive you every single time. Your vision deceive your eyes deceive you. You have to move from your sight, your inner sight. And that is what I have developed inside of me, so that I can help others develop it inside of them. And another thing, for people who are coaches and all that, for me, like, I stay sitting with somebody else. I sit at somebody else's feet, because I have to stay learning. I have to stay in my own humility. I have to understand I'm a part of something greater. This is not about me. I don't give a fuck about my own person. It's boring. I'm boring, okay? This is not about me. This is about a collective experience. This is about all of us being able to transform. So when we understand that we are in this together, which is the work that I'm doing, that's what the feminine is. We're not in this shit by ourselves. It's not about one individual person. It's about the collective and what we are together. So I stay sitting at somebody's feet. I stay listening and learning, and I stay doing my work. All right, y'all. So if you're ready to create a new perception, if you're ready to do your healing work, if you're committed, if you're devoted, if you're consistent, I'm your girl. I'm your woman. I'm the one. All right, y'all. No cap. Well, she says, no cap. The time is the key also. That's right. We should know the right time. But even with stay humble. That's right. Exactly. That's right. That's great. Oh, I love you guys so very much. And I have really missed you all. Let me tell you what's been going on in my life, right? Because I haven't talked. So I have been, with Mercury retrograde, I had to go silent. Because Mercury was retrograding in Virgo and Libra, and I have a Mercury in Libra. I had to shut the fuck up. Spirit was like, shut up. My cat started breaking out of the house, y'all, and came in the house with fleas, y'all. They started breaking in the house and came in the house with fleas. And so we was in the house with fleas, y'all, and I was like, what is going on? And so my practice, the work that I do is, I'm a tantrika, right? And so that means that I lean in, right? Tantra is about leaning into everything. It's not about making anything wrong. That's the thing about astrology. Astrology is neutral, you guys. It's neutral. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is good or bad. It's just on the spectrum. It's on the spectrum of, where is it on the spectrum of negativity and where's it on the spectrum of positivity? It's not good or bad. It's just what it is. So I had to lean into these fleas in my house, the cats in there scratching, and I just leaned in and was like, what is it that I need to see? And I was like, oh, the fleas are helping me get in my body. They're because I couldn't see them. That was the thing about fleas, right? Fleas, you can feel them, but you can't see them. You can feel them, and you see the cat scratching, right? So I was like, oh, I can feel them, but I can't see them. Okay. So there's an invisible force that's working here. Okay. So it just got me into my body. So I started breathing and working with myself. And I did the things. I got my cat some flea stuff and all that sort of stuff. But I just leaned into it until the fleas stopped showing evidence that they were there. So I have been doing a lot of deep work through this retrograde, and there were 40 people or so in my Mercury retrograde class who were also doing the work with me. And we all did the work to transform our relationship sector. How we relate to ourselves then determines how we relate to everyone else. So we recoded our relationship to ourselves. Can you be compassionate with yourself, loving with yourself, present with yourself, truthful with yourself, honest with yourself, surrendered with yourself, forgiving with yourself? Because if you can be that with yourself, then you can extend that to another. But first, it's here. First, you come home to yourself, and then you give to another. You fill up your own cup first. And that's my belief for women. I believe that women need to fill their own cups up first before they marry, before they have children, because we are the creators of the reality. We create all of reality. Every human being on this planet came from a woman's womb. Every single woman, every single one of them came from a woman's womb. So if we don't have dominion over ourselves, our creations will turn against us. If we don't know who we are as women, our creations will turn against us. And that's the world that we're in right now. We're in a world where women have been creating unconsciously, unintentionally, giving birth, thinking, oh, I have to, or I need a man, or I need love to make, and doing that from an unconscious place. So we have an unconscious world now. But when women become conscious of our power, of our gifts, first, don't share your power before you understand your power. Don't give it away before you understand how it works, how you use it. And when we do that, then the world is really ours. It really is the hand that wrecks the cradle rules the world. It really is. So if you're a feminine woman, if you're a woman who functions in your feminine energy, we have masculine and feminine. We need them both. But if you are more generated towards your feminine energy, and if you want to rule the world, if you want to rule it, you have to rule it from the inside out. You have to rule it from ruling yourself. So if you want to really learn, come and work with me. Come and work with me. That's what I'm up to. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love you all. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.